You are tuned in to the JDawg and Leevis show. After years of playing together in bands and tons of late-night conversations, it was decided that it was only fair we repeat it all here.
Freaking do this to me every week. Every week!
We put it on the left.
It's like Charlie Brown in the football.
I can't listen to that song if it's on the right. My drink. Okay, go.
Yeah. All right. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? And how many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? And how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? And how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? And how many times can a man turn his head, pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. And how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? And how many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? And how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Today on podcast number 27 of the JDawg and Leevis show, we will tell you how NPR rocks, discuss the various issues in Belvedere recently. We will also take a trip to the Black Dog Show live. You'll also want to listen in to hear about our fall flavors and the geopolitical impact of milk and eggs. With special in-studio guest Marty, to the JDawg and Leevis show.
Oh. So what'd you think of that one, JDawg?
It was beautiful.
You like that?
Blowing in the wind.
You know who wrote that?
I believe it was it a Pulitzer Prize winner?
Nope.
No. Was it a hot dog eating contest winner?
Nope, although we have one of those in the studio tonight.
Would it have been a Nobel Prize winner?
Why, yes, it is. Suddenly, I should say.
Robert Dylan.
Only his friends call him Robert. I didn't know you knew him.
Robert Dylan. podcast number 27.
27.
And there was another voice in that song.
There is.
You know who that was?
He's in studio.
In studio,
Marty.
Thank you. Hold your applause till the end of the debate.
Yep. Too late.
No. So, right away, we're going to start the show a little differently. We are doing this on a Friday evening in between the hours of 8 and 9:30, which is exactly the time that the Black Dog radio show is on live.
That's true.
So
I was just listening to him.
I just heard them get off of the air with another show called The Wicked Pissa Show.
Completely classless,
Yes.
by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
These bastards need some class.
So I think I think we need to call and give him some class and give him a little Robert Dylan live. I sent him a quick text just letting him know that we might be calling, but I haven't seen anything back yet. But maybe we should just call.
Call and see what happens.
Probably.
Why not? What's the worst they could do?
We'll start this off with a bang, calling the Black Dog Radio Show here. Let me wait till Leevis is set here with the
Oh, I'm totally set.
with the 17-string ghillie.
Yep. Good to go.
Did you adjust his strap there
I did.
in studio, Marty?
I did. He likes his strap on the right way.
If anybody knows how I like my strap,
On.
it's Marty.
That's right.
All right, so let's call. Here we go.
All right, I'm good.
Ringy dingy. Big Rich. Hello. I gotta answer.
This is the Black Dog Radio Show.
Black Dog Radio Show?
Yeah, we are actually on a commercial break right now. Is this JDawg?
This would be the JDawg and Leevis show. We're live on the air.
Oh, you guys are live on the air.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
What else would we do when we're actually doing this on a Friday night?
Oh, yeah.
Just hanging in North Brown
Yeah.
Studios.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, if you guys are live, I guess we'll cut our break short.
We're actually ready to do a live performance for you.
They have commercials?
They have commercials.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
we got commercials.
Wow.
These guys are rock stars.
Man. I hope I don't break out.
All right, well, we're going to cut that break short because I just got information that JDawg from the JDawg and Leevis show is on the phone, and they are live on the air right now.
Live on the air, Big Dog Rich. It's a crossover show, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like,
It is.
It's like Inception. It's a radio show within a radio show, but I don't know which one
It is.
is on the outside.
And just so you know, we actually have in-studio Marty with us. Say hello, Marty.
Hello, Marty.
Marty Jannetty?
Yes, that's who it is. Marty Jannetty. They go top shelf here at JDawg and Leevis.
So in honor of, you may have heard, and I know because you guys are so into this guy, the latest Nobel Prize winner, which would be Robert Dylan,
Yes, for literature.
for literature.
Oh, yes, Mr. Dillon.
We would like to honor him tonight on your show, if that's okay.
Why, please, yes, absolutely.
All right, this is a live recording, something over the air, live Black Dog, JDawg Leevis performance of Robert Dylan, Leevis, and in studio Marty. Did that sound right?
Somewhere in the ether, yes.
Something in there. I'm just going to sit back and hold myself and listen while they sing.
Nice.
Let them have it. Give them some.
All right.
Give them some Robert Dylan.
You're going to sing harmony, right?
I'm going to try.
Okay,
I got the words in front of me.
good.
Don't let Big Rich down.
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? And how many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? And how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. And how many years can a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? And how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free. And how many times can a man turn his head, pretending he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Oh, yeah. Well done. Excellent.
And you know who I'd like to dedicate that to?
Who?
Hot Ass Carl. You know why? Because
Oh.
we're all calling in from our show now, Carl.
Yes.
Not just JDawg. So shut your mouth.
Yeah. So take that, Hot Carl. How did I make all these dudes play guitar and everything?
Oh, fantastic.
We sat here and we thought, you bitches needed some class. So,
Yeah, we do, and you guys sure gave it to us. I'm actually very honored to have Leevis busting out the guitar in my show.
He doesn't.
And I heard some harmony being sung there in the background.
yes, you did.
Yep. In studio, Marty
Yes.
is the harmony monster.
I do what I can.
Excellent job. I even muted all our mics so none of our guys would, talk over it, and I wanted to just enjoy.
Wow. Yeah, it actually gave you it gave Jackhammer a chance to take a piss too.
Yeah.
It like magnified my bug, you know.
Well, that's awesome. We saw you were talking with the Wicked Pissa show, so we wanted to wait
Yeah.
till that was over before we chimed in.
It's not that we got jealous, though.
No, not jealous at all.
We
Oh,
weren't
no.
jealous.
We didn't sit and wait for 20 minutes.
No. It was only 15. So
You weren't watching the clock, really, were you?
19 minutes and 37 seconds of my life.
Well, congratulations on the new studio. Congratulations to getting all
Well,
that
thank
taken
you.
care of and back live on the air.
I have a studio.
Yes.
I actually have a studio warming gift for you. So,
Oh, well, we're going to have you and Mr. JDawg in the studio
yes,
someday.
fantastic.
the warming
Bring
gift
the
is
guitar.
me.
Yes, Marty warms to the touch.
And the funny thing is, though, he's right-handed, but he hangs to the left.
Just a little bit.
It's all about balance.
Yes, it is.
All right, well, we're going to let you guys get back because
Okay.
you're probably getting tired and drunk, and you gotta.
We're getting, I'm not getting drunk, but these guys are.
Yeah, they're going to need a nap soon. So,
Well, thanks for calling in. We really appreciate it.
yep, we'll talk to you later. Have a wonderful evening.
Good
All right,
night.
you too.
Bye.
All right, that was JDawg and Leevis.
That is the Black Dog Radio Show, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty nice.
Don't let anybody call in.
Well, we know that
true.
now for sure.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, anybody can call in. It's whether they answer.
Right.
Now, was that better than the first time? I don't know. That sounded pretty darn good. But the first time was pretty good, too.
well, how are the levels?
I don't know.
It's a twofer for our listeners.
See, this is kind of like, it's not, how am I trying to say this? With the old film and the camera, you don't know until later.
Right. You have to let it.
It's not like digital photography when we're doing the
Yeah.
podcast.
Right, where you can
can't
just
check
watch
it
it.
now.
Right.
We got to wait till later. But I'm sure it'll be fine. How can it not be fine?
Yeah.
It sounded good both times.
The
I think that-
material speaks for itself. We just
Yes,
have
it does.
To, you know,
Right. It's Bob
through
Dylan.
it.
He
Robert-
won a Nobel.
Robert Dylan.
Robert Dylan. He won a Nobel Prize.
Good friend of mine.
It makes everybody sound good, even me and Leevis.
And you know how I know that he won the Nobel Prize?
How I have no
Because
idea
I
how
still
you got so much culture.
At this, I'm trying to answer.
Wow, lighten up, Francis.
Yeah.
Lord, I'm trying to answer you without you giving me an answer.
You asked, do you know how I know that? Yes, because, oh, wait, don't answer.
Conversations are enhanced by listening and not thinking about what you're going to say.
Don't ask a
next.
question if you don't want an answer, my friend.
What was that? Did I tell you about my good friend Robert Dylan?
That was a question.
He,
I know where the answer can be found.
Blowing in the wind.
oh,
Nice job, Leevis. Good
Thank
setup.
you.
He's a witty one, that Leevis.
I'll just bump it in studio. Marty can spike it.
no, I get to set it.
No, you don't get to.
Are you
set
going to whip
it.
a nay
All
at
right, I'll
some
just sit in the
point?
crowd.
Probably.
Anywho, you were
What do you
saying,
think he's doing right now? What
How
do you think that's
how
called?
do you know about Bob Dylan?
Because
and the
I have
Nobel
stuck to
Prize?
my guns and I still have not listened to Sports Talk Radio all year.
Oh.
NPR.
Now, I will tell you,
And then it's been all over NPR.
and I have a 45-minute drive to and from work every day. So I listen to NPR for 45 minutes in the morning from like 6:15 to 7, and then going home from like 5 to 5:45. So I catch Marketplace every day at 5:30.
Yep.
And I all the time. And you catch what they're doing now for their fundraising? Instead of having 5-minute commercials of fundraising,
Right.
they just come in at their normal breaks and say, "Hey, if you want us to continue to only fundraise during normal breaks, give now." And they're trying to raise $150,000, and they were at $92,000 this morning. But
Okay.
it isn't with this overbearing 5-minute commercial that makes you want to switch the channel,
Which they used to do.
which they would do, all the time. It's like, oh my gosh,
They would pick out like an hour in the
Yep.
day and do like a telethon.
exactly. And I like the way they're doing it now. It's not as invasive, and you still understand they're raising money, and they come right out and tell you. Earlier this week they were at 50,000, 67. Now they're at 92, and on from that. I think it's a great way to go about it.
Which reminds me, at 9:30, we're going to be starting our hour-long telethon for the JDawg and Leevis show. And we're trying to get $25.
Because we're hungry.
Just give a nickel. But yeah, sports talk radio, I couldn't handle it anymore because it was like a bad soap opera where you don't watch the soap opera for a week and you think you missed something, and then you turn it on and nothing changed. Nothing
yeah.
happened.
It's kind of like the election.
Oh, don't go
Yeah,
there.
I'm just saying.
That's about enough of that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for opening and closing that topic.
yes. But enough about that. Onward to more fun things.
It's not something I want to grab onto.
No.
Anyways,
What do you want to grab onto?
the next segment.
Okay.
Sweet.
Is that Marty?
It is not Marty.
Oh.
The next segment is I wanted to talk to Leevis. I didn't get to talk to him when we did the show last, and it's been 3 weeks or
Eons.
so. Eons, absolutely.
I think
Eons ago, 3 weeks ago, we had some trouble in Belvedere.
Which trouble was that?
There's a couple troubles.
Yeah.
One, the first trouble, which I hope you're not involved with. That's why I wanted to clear this up. 4 massage parlors on the main drag of Belvedere, all busted for doing naughty things.
I blame the fifth!
I'm so glad I canceled my appointment that day. I mean, that would have been horrible.
But you're the best masseuse there.
I am. I know.
And they had a list of, I think, like 13, 14 different people that were arrested.
I don't know.
I did not
women
know there,
and men.
I didn't know there were
Some-
4 massage parlors in Belvedere. I do know
All
where
on
2 of
Main
them are.
Street.
I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Some asshat actually photoshopped my face onto the mugshots of one of those
What?
people. I know. Hard to believe.
And then throws it out there with your name on it.
yes.
Wow.
Who
On
would do that?
Facebook.
Yeah, they did that with
Awful.
mine too. Yeah, that's what happened. That's how it got there.
And then I think later on, there was another guy that was like filming people when they shouldn't have been filmed in private places. And
Really?
God, I can't remember that whole story, but I just want to make sure you weren't involved in any of these. But Belvedere just got annihilated in like a week of news.
Wow.
Yeah. No, that was... Yeah, I remember reading that one, too.
I
But you
missed
were
that
saying,
one.
I remember there was
But
a...
more importantly, outside of Belvedere, but not very much outside of Belvedere, the Cherryvale Mall has had not one but 2 shootings.
Yes, they have, which kind
Oh,
of...
but it's out in the parking lot, though, so it's okay.
Well,
Well,
did you hear about the second shooting? Now, the
Yes.
first shooting, you just wanted to get away from Belvedere. That's okay. Now, the first shooting was completely like 2 gangs like fighting each other
Right.
they came up with, but they were still shooting bullets into the mall.
Right.
Yeah.
Bad.
So, which is where I have this, I'm not going to get political, I'm just going to say it. Guns are easier to kill people with than knives, period. But the thing I don't like about it is that those bullets fly and hurt other people.
Right.
If you're going to fight, just keep it amongst
Kill
yourselves.
yourselves. Please kill
Get
each
out a
other
brick,
only.
get out a
Yeah.
baseball bat, get out a knife, and have at it.
Well,
Like-
kill each other, please. Not anybody else.
Thumb wrestling.
Yeah, thumb wrestling, you know.
I hear that's fatal.
So,
depending on how you do
yeah,
it.
those bullets actually, when nobody got hurt, they didn't catch the guys, but the shooting was in the parking lot. The second shooting was a man in a wheelchair
Shooting
getting
at people?
into his car. Somebody shot him in the leg
Yep.
and the stomach
Yeah.
in his wheelchair.
Yep.
Never found out the reason or the motive behind it, but that's all I needed to hear to say, "What's up, Cherryvale?"
Yeah.
Well, did you hear what happened at Woodman's?
No.
At 3:00 in the afternoon, this might have been
Rockford
like
Woodman's?
like yesterday.
Oh, jeez.
A guy walked up to a lady in Woodman's parking lot 3:00 in the afternoon, stuck a gun to her, made her take him to the ATM with her card, took out like $300 or whatever cash, took her card, took her driver's license, took her phone, and left her and went on. 3 o'clock in the afternoon at Woodman's.
So took
in
her
the parking
card,
lot.
had the PIN number.
Yeah,
Moving on.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's when you want to. If that's when you don't think it's going to happen, why isn't that? That's the time you'd want to do
Well,
it.
3 o'clock in the exactly. Yeah, no one's
Nobody's
expecting
looking
that
for
at
it at
3
all.
o'clock in the afternoon. No, at Woodman's, no.
Oh my Lord, Rockford, come on.
Yeah.
And
We haven't talked about you in 26 podcasts.
I was
That's the
I
good
was
side of
having a
Rockford,
conversation
too.
with a couple of my friends today, a couple of female friends, and they had said, you know, that they would never get in the car if that were to happen to them. And I'm like, well, wait a minute now. Let's think this
yeah.
through. This guy's got a gun.
You can say that.
So you're going to tempt him to shoot you? He's not going to shoot me. Are you? I mean, really? Is that? Are you willing to risk that? I mean,
Gonna
I'm a
play that
guy.
game?
Being that I'm a guy, it's different. I'm thinking he's not going to shoot me, or I will take him. I will give him what he wants, and I'll be able to reason with him or her or whoever. The reality is, you don't know what you're going to do until someone shoves a gun in you.
Right.
I can sit here and tell you all day what I would do. You know, but that's a fat lot of good that's going to do me if someone shoves a gun in me. Oh, well, I guess you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wet myself. That's what I'm going to Clearly, I wasn't aware that that's what I was going to do, but that's what I'm going to do.
It reminds me of the Mike Tyson or General Patton
Yes,
or whoever.
it was Mike Tyson.
Somebody
Everyone's
has a
got
line
plan.
about yeah,
Everyone's got a plan until you punch them in the face.
exactly.
Mary Quithmith. Yeah, you don't know what's going to
No,
happen.
you
You can
don't.
go over the scenario all the times in your head, and you can watch as many movies as you want of people that grab guns out of people's hands
flip 'em around and shoot
flip
'em,
them
yeah.
around and shoot and
The reality
dodge
is,
bullets no,
I'm
that's
probably going to piss my pants, punch a guy in the balls, and run like hell.
because most likely you would not be expecting it whatsoever, and all of a sudden there's a gun at the back of your head.
Yep.
And average guy like me, yes, pee the pants, do whatever he says,
And that's
cry,
right. And hope you don't. And hope you don't die.
and hope you don't die.
Here's my car. Here's my keys. Here's my card. Here's my PIN. Can I help you? Can I drive you somewhere?
And what would happen if I was concealed and carried at that time? I would go to reach for my gun and shoot myself in the ass, and then he would kill me anyways.
so there's really no winning there.
I'm not going to win that one
I
at
don't know.
all.
Yeah.
Are you concealed and carried right now?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
You're not very concealed.
Would you like to see my gun?
Well, if you're telling me that you have it, it's not very concealing.
Yes. Well, I'm concealed.
Oh, you mean a
too.
real
Oh,
gun.
a gun. Oh, I
No,
that's
no,
what you
no,
meant.
no,
I wasn't
no.
making a euphemism.
What'd you call me?
Yeah, well, you know.
No,
I call you other things.
I actually had a FOID card at one time.
Masseuse. That's what I
Really?
called you.
But my FOID card expired years and years and years and years ago before I even had kids. Never decided to redo
You wouldn't
that.
even shoot a possum.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't shoot a possum off your roof.
I would shoot
Felt
something.
no need.
I would like to shoot something to eat it, even though I've never been hunting. I would if I had a friend who would say, "Okay, if I had a friend," but then I
Yeah,
had,
that's-
and
you're-
then
that's
and
a big
then-
stretch right there.
And then that friend were to say, "Hey, Marty, would you like to go hunting?" And I do have a friend who's gone hunting before. He said that he wouldn't go hunting with anybody who hasn't taken the necessary safety courses and all
Sure.
of that. I wouldn't want to go out, even though I think I know. I mean, just because I can play Deer Hunter on the Nintendo doesn't mean I
With
belong
the big
in the
orange
game
rifle.
It doesn't mean I belong out in the woods. But I would like to go and shoot some food. Because when you do it in the grocery store, people get pissed. I mean,
They do.
Yeah, because the chickens are already dead, and who wants a hole in their steaks?
Just wanted to make sure.
So yeah,
No need for guns. Yeah, we're not going to go there. But in a wheelchair.
Wheelchair.
yeah.
So no, I did not hear about the Woodman's one.
Yes,
So
the
part
Rockford's,
of-
I just heard
Rockford's
that
not
today.
doing too well with
The
the
part of
innocent
that
people.
I heard was that the cop got pinned to his car.
I did not hear that.
Oh, you didn't hear that part of it? Yeah,
In that shooting?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they because they had either found the car or pulled it over. I really should have read the article, but
You can just make it
but
up as radio.
No. The officer that was on site got injured because he got out of his car to go approach the other vehicle, and the other vehicle threw it in reverse. And so he jumped back into his car, but not soon enough to get his foot out of the way of the door.
Oh.
So he's apparently okay, and it's not life threatening, but it was still an injured officer,
Right.
in that situation. So go Rockford.
See, I don't have my Rockford Files music keyed up. Yeah, we talked about Rockford Files in the first podcast and thought it would be like this segment we could do and never touched it again until kind of now.
So,
but deservedly so.
Kinda
Knock
like,
it off, Rockford.
Kind of like Marty, because we haven't touched him in quite a while either.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah,
So,
well,
It's been a while.
Not since the bees. No,
Not
that's not
since the
true.
bees.
The bees,
The bee story.
the cupcakes. What were the cupcakes?
Oh,
The crazy
chocolate
cupcakes
cupcakes made from
with the
black
beans in 'em?
black bean cupcakes.
Haven't made them since, but I make cupcakes for my daughter's tennis team. She's in college, so when we go visit them wherever they're playing, like they were playing in Lake Forest, Illinois, and then they went to Beloit in Wisconsin same day. So we saw them in Lake Forest in the morning and Beloit in the afternoon. But when we also visited them down at school, we actually took cupcakes down to them. So now they're used to us bringing cupcakes. So now it's like, now my daughter made requests the last time. Well, this person wants vanilla, this one wants chocolate. So I made a chocolate cupcake with the peanut butter chocolate mousse filling, and a vanilla cupcake with.
Did we let him come here empty-handed?
Lemon curd filling.
Yes, he did.
But they just.
But you don't play tennis.
Yeah.
Well, see, if you guys.
And
play
I'm not
tennis-
classy like Black Dog.
Right.
I'm classy like JDawg. That's my problem.
Yeah,
Well, what the girls
where's
on
my
the
bell?
What the girls on the tennis team said regardless of if Madeline plays or not, you're always welcome. So
You have a surrogate team.
yeah, and they play their conference tournament in Madison this weekend.
Oh.
I'm debating if I'm going or not, because it's also after that's the break for the October break. I guess they get an October break. So we'll see how that goes.
Just like me and you. We just quit
Yeah.
working in October.
Yeah, well, we all can't be JDawg. Anyway,
JDawg doesn't even start working.
Now,
till
I know
November.
we've skipped the show a few weeks, but I'm definitely going to quit my day job soon. Because this is going to take off.
this is it, man.
So what we've learned about Marty
we're just
is...
one commercial away.
Yes, we are.
Just get a commercial.
I'm on a commercial break.
We've actually learned about Marty tonight is that he does not carry a gun, but makes cupcakes for his daughter's tennis team. That says a lot about a man.
What a
Thank
guy.
you.
That is a man in my eyes. That is a
Wow.
man. A keeper, as they would say.
You
Easy
are-
on the eyes, too.
Yeah, well,
Let me tell you.
I can't
and
believe
just easy, like Sunday morning.
You are so shameless in your pandering for cupcakes. I mean, just come right out and say, Marty, if you want to show up again, you better damn well bring cupcakes.
If I knew, I could.
Well, I'll say that off the air.
Yeah.
So get
Let's
this.
be civil.
One of my friends online saw
be
this
civil.
saw this recipe for this carrot cake cheesecake thing. Sent it to me. She said, "Hey, if you make this, I'll eat this." Now she doesn't eat sweets. By and large,
Interesting.
By and large, she doesn't eat sweets, and so to have her say that, it's like better be careful what you ask for because I might just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's this carrot cake. You make this carrot cake from scratch, and then you make this cheesecake. It's not a cheesecake filling. You literally make a cheesecake. The whole 8 ounces of cream cheese, all the sugar, all the everything, and you take the 2 layers of carrot cake, and then you in the middle you put this layer of cheesecake, and then you put cream cheese frosting on the outside. So it's super huge, super delicious. So I made this cake, and I took it to work, and they loved it. It was fantastic.
I think anything that's made in your house could be considered super delicious.
Okay.
And
'Cause every time you describe something, it sounds wonderful.
I do what I can.
anything with a cheesecake filling,
It's-
like
it's-
Marty
it's not
himself,
a-
is also,
yes. That's the thing. It's not a cheesecake filling. It is cheesecake. It's literally, if you just serve the cake in the middle, you have a dessert. But then you wrap this carrot cake around it. It was.
Well, the carrot part is healthy.
Yeah, there's.
So that's kind of
well,
like
I don't know,
the healthy part, and
here's-
then you have dessert.
It's
Here
more
was-
of a pumpkin spice time of year, though. Can
So-
you make that out of a pumpkin?
But here was the problem with the carrot. Well, not problem, I guess. Depends on your outlook. The first thing you do is you mix 2 cups of sugar with 1 cup of canola oil. That's and then you
That's
you
the
add,
base.
and then you add 2 cups of flour for
It's
the
like
cake.
honeyish.
Yeah, that's just. I've never mixed a cup of oil in anything that wasn't being fried in like 3 cups of oil or 4 cups of oil. But
JDawg usually takes 3, I think,
Yeah.
to cover.
3 shots of oil in my coffee in the morning.
there you go. Well, actually, if you're going to be out in the cold, you know how people will sometimes put liquor in their coffee or their
No.
absolutely.
Nobody ever
'Cause
does that.
people think it keeps them warm. But what you should do instead, what you need to do is actually put something with some fat in it, like butter. You put if you're going to be camping and it's going to be like 30 or 40 degrees
So that
outside.
Frappuccino is going to pay off.
You should put heavy cream would work, but you could put butter in it because what you want to do is you want to get something with more calories in it and more fat, so that
Like heavy whipping cream?
whipping cream. Because the whipping cream and the butter especially has you have 9 calories for every gram or something, some ridiculous amount of heat versus a regular coffee creamer versus even alcohol doesn't do anything to help you stay warm.
Right.
So the recommendation is you're going to
perception.
put something with fat in it, something fatty, like people butter in their coffee, butter in your cocoa.
Well,
Jim's going to put Bisquick in his coffee. Is what I think's going to happen here.
Well, I'll tell you, we are
Pancake
there's-
filling.
and I meant to tell you this, Leevis, as it just became official 2 days ago.
Oh.
So I'll just tell you here on the air, there is a Brodeo happening in 2 weeks.
I was wondering if there was going to be a Brodeo
Yes.
this year.
It's going to be.
I hadn't gotten my invitation.
It's going to be in 2 weekends, and it's kind of an unofficial invitation because it's going to be in Elgin at the Paul Wolf Forest Preserve, which is about 1
Oh,
mile
yeah.
from Out of Studio Ricky's house. He can walk there.
Oh, fantastic.
And we're doing that because it's local for everybody. If you have something to do on Saturday, you can go do it and come back.
Sure.
But what I'm going to do at the
Don't
Brodeo...
invite Marty.
No, I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is while everybody's... Well, actually, now that I'm talking about this, I have to invite Marty because if everybody else is going to be messing around with butter in their coffee and it's 32 degrees, I need to be snuggling up in Marty's arms because that's how I keep warm.
You just want his cheesecake.
I do. Well, if he came, everybody has to bring food, so I'm just saying there could be black bean cupcakes, there could be carrot and cream cheese.
Maybe you should send him a recipe and say, I would eat this if you brought it.
There could be a stick of
That's
butter.
Last time he did that, it was a picture of you. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do with that.
There could be a stick of butter melted all over my thighs.
Yikes!
Woo! So, yeah. So there you go. There's a Brodeo coming up.
Okay.
And it's in Elgin. So
I'll
it's
be
not
in
far.
Elgin
Should we
next
explain
weekend.
what a Brodeo actually is? We didn't do one since we started.
Well, isn't one of the themes
podcasting.
of the show you're going to need to use your imagination? Or one of the shirts that was going to be
It
made.
sounds fun in a scary, kind of creepy way.
A Brodeo is a
Let's bring your clown
camping
nose.
trip with men only.
Oh, well,
Bro.
gee whiz. When are you coming up to Peshtigo? Duh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well,
It's similar in
You were supposed to
in
come
spirit.
this past year. I think we did extend the invitation.
this could be my way of ramping up to that.
Okay.
Because you actually do manly things at Peshtigo. You actually go on
You have the opportunity
the
to do
river and the
yes.
rafting
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and all that.
You have an
Opportunity.
opportunity, but if you choose to not, which there are bigger years when I was bigger, when I wouldn't go because I don't want to drag my ass on the bottom of the river for 3 frickin' miles.
You don't want to drudge the river out.
Yes,
Drudge.
exactly. I did find 3
Is it
bodies.
drudge?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did
I
find
almost
3 bodies.
nicely done. I was
ready to ding.
Uh-huh.
3 bodies and a half-dead hooker, but you
Look
gotta-
what Marty found.
look what I found. She's still a little bit warm. All right.
Hey.
All right. So it wasn't an all guys weekend. Oh, wow. Sorry.
So where's this Peshtigo in?
Yes, exactly.
Now you got my interest.
You're going to make me
Sorry.
whip out more Robert Dylan to
Yes.
class this party up.
Bob Dylan to you.
Right.
Duh. I get to call him
My
Robbie. I get to call him Robbie.
But yeah, that's
Robbie
the
D.
Brodeo in a nutshell. It's eating sausage.
That's great. Well, I've got to leave for that. What do you need?
Now,
What do I-
guys, I'm trying to explain what a Brodeo is. Eating sausage, drinking.
Sausage
Men.
party.
Men drink sausage. That's it. That's about it.
That's okay. Well,
Okay. as-
Uncle Wiggins usually brings the sausages.
I don't think he was on the one that I went to.
Are there any massages going on? I'm just asking.
No, but you
no,
know,
he was not on that one. He was not on that one.
as a one-time expert of the Brodeo, or one-time
How
whatever,
could you?
A one-timer.
a one-timer. What I remember are the breakfasts, the breakfast burritos.
Vegan burritos.
Yeah, that you
They're
would
not just vegetarian burritos. They're vegan, and they're outstanding. Out of Studio Ricky makes these burritos, and they are just amazing. Chorizo, tofu chorizo. He uses for them.
And I think he uses that sassy Mexican sour cream that you like.
Okay, we use a Salvadoran cream.
Well, okay.
There's a difference. Salvadoran cream is much more mild than even the Mexican sour cream.
Okay.
It does have a nice, I would say, amber-esque note to it. Good luck gnawing that for a while.
We're gonna put you on the one of the beer reviews if you keep using words like amber-esque.
If you haven't tried Salvadoran cream, you should try it. It's like a crema Mexican cream, but it's a little bit more mild, a little bit deeper in flavor. I like it. It's our favorite.
I generally like things deeper
and thicker.
Thicker. Deeper.
If Leevis is going to have something, it's got to be deeper and thicker.
So I
like those cupcakes you were talking about.
So I was in Woodman's in Janesville because I work up in Janesville, and I was buying eggs because I was going to be baking, and there was this other lady there, and she was surprised at how cheap the eggs were. Now I don't know if
What's a cheap egg?
Yes.
Isn't an egg an egg?
An egg is an egg, but a cheap egg costs less than a regular egg.
Oh, cheap as in price.
Yes, cheap price.
I'm thinking like these eggs aren't as high quality as these.
No,
eggs.
It's got nothing to do with quality. It has everything to do with the price of eggs. Now, I don't know if you guys track egg prices. I probably think you don't.
That's a T-shirt. It has nothing to do with quality, just the price of eggs.
Right. So the lady said, wow, these eggs are really cheap. They were like, I think 79 cents. No, they were 63 cents a dozen. And which sounds cheap to those who haven't bought eggs in the last 3 months. Those of us who have.
Butera in Genoa had them last week for 29 cents a dozen.
Exactly. Were they on sale, or is that an everyday price?
No, they were just really cheap eggs.
Everyday price you can get them. Oh, okay. everyday price of large dozen eggs can range anywhere between 49 and 99 cents, which comparatively is cheap to a lot of people. If you go to local Walmart, they're much more expensive.
Correct.
So she asked me why. And which probably was a mistake because she wasn't really aware that she was going to get the answer. But she did.
So why are eggs so cheap?
So here's the deal. Last year, there was avian bird flu, which profoundly decreased the amount of eggs produced. A lot of birds died. A lot of birds were sick. There weren't a lot of eggs available. Well, this year, not only do you have those chicks and those chickens healthy, but you have the new breed of chicks that came out here since March and April that are now producing eggs as well. So now you have this glut of eggs, and the issue is compounded by the fact that more people are eating less eggs because of the perceived healthiness of an egg. So what you have is a much greater supply and a much lower demand. So subsequently, you have a boatload of eggs that are in the market and not being purchased. So now you have egg prices that have been, I would say, for the past 4 months, very, very low price. But walk to the store today, if you're not going to Walmart, because Walmart doesn't seem to understand what supply and demand, because Walmart supply and demand is different.
Yes. I would say they don't have to.
No, they don't have to. But most other places, you will see much lower prices. That's why you're able to find eggs 29 cents.
And they're also taking advantage of that in another way. The Butera had 29-cent eggs in the back of the store where eggs and milk always are, because we know that you have to walk through the store. But they surrounded that area with other items that were on special, like all congregated in one area, to make you stay there for a little while.
Right. That's why the diapers are in the back of the aisle. That's why the coffee.
Well, they actually had eggs cradled into a diaper.
Really? Okay.
Buy one, get one free kind of thing.
Diapers or eggs?
Well,
I will tell you about the diapers. The ones that say
you don't want to buy 29-cent diapers.
No. Well, I will tell you the ones that say up to 14 pounds don't hold nearly that much. So it's not even close. I mean, after like 8 or 10 ounces, it's totally shit everywhere. I'm just a little tip from me to you. So
that reminds me of what was it? Somebody talked about putting a puzzle together. And it said, man, I put a puzzle together the other day in like an hour. And I was surprised because the box said 3 to 5 years.
That's pretty good.
Same little thing there, but that's 14 pounds.
So you know the other issue with the glut this season?
What?
I
don't
that's
know.
That's a fantastic word there.
Glut?
I'm
are you
too
aware?
worried about getting shot at the mall. I haven't been looking at egg
the grocery
prices.
store. But if you're not, what might shock you is the price of milk. Have you noticed how milk is also hovering $1.49, $1.79?
Oh yeah.
And it used to be $3.19, $4.29, whatever. the issue with milk is the same. There's another huge glut. As a matter of fact, the government has already purchased 20 million gallons of milk just in the past month, and they're purchasing more this month to try to limit the impact to the dairy farmer. They've thrown away 42 million gallons of milk this year.
My lord.
No kidding.
Which is a whole lot of milk.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the issue is you have overproduction, and you also have an impact from other countries like, say, Russia and England.
Russian milk?
Well, the issue is, okay, here we go.
Just asking.
Here's the geopolitical effect. Russia has been sanctioned by the European Union and other places in the West because of their actions with Syria and other places. So subsequently, Russia isn't accepting any milk from the European Union. That's basically a third of what the European Union exports.
I see.
So now what they're doing to get rid of that, or to try to sell that, is coming over here and pushing the milk here. So now they're driving
Milk
the price
pushers.
of milk down here because of what's going on. It's all related. So it's pushing the price of milk down here. So our dairy farmers here are having a tough time because they have to compete in this market. And so that subsequently you have people trying to buy, getting the government to buy their milk. So, or you have people making more cheese and more butter because you can freeze that and keep it long term, so you don't have to throw away 42 million gallons of milk.
I was just happy that I knew that Bob Dylan won a prize.
If there is any question why we love having in studio Marty on the show, this show is going to answer it. That is a bowl full of knowledge I never thought I would gain.
I don't,
and it's so interesting.
I mean,
it's not even stuff
and you don't even get to sit here and watch his beautiful face.
You can't find
spit
that
these
stuff on
words
the
out.
internet.
No, you can't.
No, it's not out there.
You
I've searched all
wouldn't think that that milk has anything to do with what's going on with Russia and Syria. You wouldn't think they're tied
Right.
together. It's all related.
But they are.
But they are. It's a domino.
This is a man who listens to a hell of a lot of
NPR. Welcome to NPR, my friends. I recommend it.
Puts a whole new meaning on milk.
I got to get smart again.
Milk and cereal, milk and Syria.
Dun, dun,
Keep working on that. By next podcast, that'll be there.
So let me ask you this: the milk that's from the European nations, they probably boat it here. I would imagine.
I would imagine.
But it's
there's
like,
not
does that put a strain on the expiration date for that milk? And when it gets here, they have to sell it cheaper to get rid of it because it's going to expire.
Now I don't,
because we normally don't import milk.
Unfortunately, I don't have as expansive a background on the pasteurization process of European Union milk.
You can't blame me for asking.
No, I can't.
Yeah. What I really want to know is, do European cows go meow?
You did. You did it. You didn't just do that, did you?
They almost got
Lemieux.
Lemieux.
They almost got a spit take.
That's right. I don't know. I can't answer that. But that is an interesting question. What is the impact of imported milk and the process and milk expiration? Maybe a shorter date.
Are you one of those guys that reaches to the back of the shelf to
All
get
the time?
the best milk?
I worked at a grocery store for 15 years. I'll go in the back of the damn cooler if I can see the date on the milk is later.
That's me. Digging in.
Now, we don't drink a whole lot of milk, but you're not going to buy a half gallon if you're going to drink 3/4 of a gallon because it costs almost as much to buy the half as the whole.
Right.
Right? And you're not going to want to, although you're going to have to throw some away. I mean, if we're pitching away 42 million gallons in a month, I suppose, or it's just thus far this year. That's just a lot of milk. But if you looked into it, you would notice that there's also a cheese glut for exactly the same reason. They're using all the extra milk.
I know where the cheese went.
There's a lot. Pay attention to the world around you. There's lots of interesting things to know. And some not so interesting.
You guys heard about the cheese glut?
Speaking of the world around us and stuff, I do have a bone to pick with you, JDawg.
A bone?
I sure do.
Give the dog a bone.
It involves your lack of commitment to the class of 91.
What?
Class of 9. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, does it? It's when you graduated.
Oh, yes.
Mother flipper.
What was that now?
So, 1991 was 25 years ago.
Okay.
And there was a 25-year reunion.
Mm-hmm.
that you skipped out on,
Right.
and left me dangling.
So what you're saying
And
is...
do you know how much milk I had to drink at that place because you weren't there?
So what you're saying is if you were dangling is probably a good reason why I didn't go.
A little to the left or the right? Just
See,
No, on the left, right-handed.
I needed some help. Yeah, and you weren't there. Now, actually, it was very enjoyable. I just wanted to give you the 25-year reunion report. And
I'm sure I would have had just as much fun as I did at the 10 and 15 year.
we're at the 10. I was at the 10.
Oh, I
well,
wasn't.
we weren't.
You see what I'm saying?
nice. Nice play there.
And there
Jim.
wasn't a 15. There was a 20.
Some of us look 25 years back to when we were in high school and think, man, those were pretty crappy years.
Well,
and some of us hold on to them. I
hold on to it.
didn't really care for them.
Yes, you do.
No.
All you do is talk
See,
about
no.
high school.
All the time.
All the time.
It's a,
All I
No,
hear
no, no,
is
all he
story
does
of
is
the
troll
glory
around the
years.
high schools. That's something totally different.
I mean, there was like an abundance of women I always had to choose from.
Yes,
it was always
exactly.
very difficult because they were just
And half of them were there.
and
And related.
and it was always like, you know, Jim, we need you. When I was a freshman, we need you to start for the varsity football team as
See?
quarterback. And I'm like, you know, but I'm still young. I want to give other guys a chance in their last senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And they made me start. So, you know,
See, it's interesting because our
Yearbook?
senior quarterback was there, and he didn't mention that at all.
well,
which-
maybe
maybe he just forgot.
Behind the scenes, he doesn't know that I made him a star.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm the one that said no to Coach Kruger. Kruger came to me and he said, "Jim, we really need you this. We need you this weekend. We got a rough battle against St. Charles." And I said, "No, you know what? Mike needs his chance.
Yeah, give Mike a chance.
He needs his chance. Go ahead and throw him in there." And sure enough, he excelled. And I believe the senior year they went to state.
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
Really vaguely. Yeah.
So I sat back and watched the magic happen.
Wow.
As we
That's-
know in our conversation with
How
Florida
chivalrous
Amy,
of you.
Yes, absolutely. With Florida Amy, we talked about how I was the most spirited. So
Yes.
that kind of falls into
Yes.
play there because I wanted the team to win, and I wanted them to win for everybody else. I didn't want to have to be the center of attention all the time.
Is it me or
all that pressure.
Studio Martio? Martio.
Martio.
Yo.
Studio Marty. Does that sound like a
Wait a
high
minute,
school
wait a minute.
story or not?
So here,
See,
so,
he's
so-
always
Hold on,
talking
hold
about
on,
high
before you
school.
go on.
Well,
Studio Martio.
yes.
That could be a new name.
No, I don't like it. Here's what I would say. I also similarly won the Spirit Award from my high school when I graduated.
So I'm the big loser in here?
Actually, it had
Son
a
of
name, and they created
studio,
it,
high five.
They created it exactly for me. It was called the Pride, Hustle, and Desire Award. I have a whole trophy.
Pride, hustle, and desire.
I have a
Wow.
whole trophy and everything. I was quite the.
You must have had a lot of pride, hustle, and...
I had something because I didn't have any friends. I didn't have any dates. I wasn't like Jim. I wasn't the player Jim was.
Yeah.
Now we had our 30
Abundance of women.
We had our 30-year reunion just within the past month and a half or so as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different from my perspective because all these people who I've since become friends with through Facebook, social media, or whatever,
Mhm.
it's different than it was in high school. You still,
Absolutely.
But when you see these people, you remember them from high school, so it's kind of like going back. You remember all the good things about them, and that not how much they were a dick or a jerk or a
Explain
bitch
that to
or-
JDawg,
or
because there's a
whatever.
whole bunch of people out there that think he's still a dick, and he needs to
Well, I'm still a dick
show
too,
them
but-
that he's
well,
not.
No, I was
Or
always
not
the-
as much.
I was
or
often
a
the-
smaller dick. Maybe that's what I should say.
I was always the goofy, funny, obnoxious kid. Now I'm just a sweet, funny guy. It's like,
Yeah.
and your
now
yearbook,
you're just the milk reporter.
yeah, exact milk and eggs, man. I'm the dairy guy. Come and smell my dairy air. Anyway. Sorry, man.
So what I wanted to say though, also, okay, other than I needed a wingman and you weren't there, and I'm here like every week except for the past 3 when we haven't podcasted, But
So now I know why you weren't here. You're holding a grudge.
yes, absolutely,
I get it. I get it.
But also, we got a listen out of it because my friend out of studio Jamie listened to our show because
I saw that she actually follows the show now.
See,
And that's why I told you we need to go to these reunions. And you didn't call and tell me when it was.
I represented. What can I do? So, but anyway, it was great to catch up with her and the other folks there. It's pleasantly surprising how many of them turned out to be reasonable society building people.
Well, see,
you know?
and that's another thing. I don't want to go there and make everybody feel so bad for seeing how successful I've become.
Well, yeah, probably. Well, some of them probably have their own commercials. I didn't ask.
Oh, well, that's true.
But I bet,
One of our classmates couldn't make it because he had to speak at some sort of symposium. He's a
Ooh.
professor. He's probably the smartest person I'll ever know.
We had one who
Besides JDawg.
We
I was
had
going to
one
say,
who,
and he knows Lee.
I was there. Yeah. No. We had one who couldn't make it because he was into child porn, and that kept him out.
Starring in it?
Yeah. I don't think he was starring.
And I mean,
think it was. Yeah.
You can't pass judgment on someone just for what you hear. But I could see where that would become a problem in your ability to do whatever you want to do from that point on.
to show up.
To show up anywhere
at 25.
No, at that point
reunions.
you probably can actually pass judgment.
Somebody else has already passed
There's
judgment on
at
this
certain
person.
points. Not that I'm going to pass judgment, but I would say that if I were to, that would probably be one of those triggers.
Well, that's a shame he couldn't make it.
No.
And I'm throwing the he out there. This could be.
It could be a she.
I'm sorry that person couldn't make it. There you
It's
go.
a he. I looked it up.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
there was some discussion about whether it actually happened or not, and then this thing. Oh gosh, what is it called? The internet. We'll tell you
Been
all
there
about
once or
these.
twice.
Interweb.
Yeah, oh,
If I'm not-
right,
At least
Yeah.
in England, it's the interweb.
the interweb.
Interweb.
So, but yeah, sure enough, he's there.
All right. Well, speaking of the interwebs,
Yes. What
Let's,
else you got?
let's roll off of that. You were talking about pumpkin spice earlier.
He was talking about pumpkin spice.
You were talking
Pumpkin
about pumpkin
spice is
spice.
my
Because it's-
favorite spice girl.
I want. I wanted to throw it in there.
A little chunky, but
There's a lot of pumpkin spice flavored things coming out
Yes,
lately
there are.
that I've seen on the interwebs.
Yeah. Well,
And of all of them, I mean, there was like
I know which one's your favorite. But go ahead.
There was like pumpkin spice ramen noodles, pumpkin spice Neosporin. But one that came out and it tickled me in a way that only this could tickle me. In a way that only Lee or in Studio Marty could tickle
Wow.
me. Was pumpkin spice Charmin toilet paper.
Oh.
Now,
I thought for sure you were going to say the pumpkin
Is it-
spice Glock.
oh, well,
Did
there
you
was
see
that too.
Did you see the pumpkin spice
Yes.
Glock?
Our good friend out of studio, Jeremy, I made sure to post that on his wall.
I have a
pumpkin spice
fundamental
Glock.
issue with scented toilet paper, regardless of the scent they're in. So
Please do tell.
it's like, well, it's it's the one thing no matter what you're going to do, you're going to mess it up, right? Because it goes in
I don't
scented,
know.
but
I'm
it
pretty
doesn't-
successful at it.
It doesn't come out scented, and not in the scent you'd want to keep. And no one's going to be. Maybe your dog might like the scent to your ass after you've used it, but short of that, shouldn't you make it smell like milk bones?
And that scent doesn't really counteract anything.
No, it doesn't. It's like
I don't know what purpose it's serving.
it's like that fart spray you put in a toilet. The poop spray you spray the top of your toilet.
Poopery.
Poopery.
Yeah, the poopery
Absolutely.
is
Puts a nice layer on the top.
exactly. The unscented toilet paper doesn't. Now, I think I would be more aligned with a scented patch for your ass crack in your underwear. So when you fart, it goes through this filter,
Like the
and-
kitty litter filters.
Exactly. So I mean,
Smells
they make
fresh
them-
on the other
they
side.
make them
Pumpkin
for your-
spice.
They make them for
There
your
we
furnace
go.
filter. You put them on your furnace filter, and
Right.
it puts the scent through your house. Smaller ones are those for your underwear, or have them put in
A little pocket in the back of the
yeah,
jeans.
yeah, and so that when you fart,
And every time you fart, it's pumpkin spice.
it's heat activated.
It's hard to believe we're not making money on this.
I'm just but I just don't get the whole scented toilet paper. It just doesn't make
Well, when I first saw the pumpkin spice Charmin, I was thinking, this is to give you a little burn at the end, a little singe, a little wake you up a little bit because of that ginger in there. It's like,
It's like an ass lantern.
yes, the ass-o lantern. That's a good one. You might want to
you.
trademark that phrase.
yeah, there were a few on there, and
Ass-o lantern.
I think the one that was probably the most disturbing that I saw, and these all, believe it or not, if you go to good friend out of studio Tiffany's page,
Yes.
she's posting all of these.
I see. Big
And-
fan of the pumpkin spice.
Big fan of the pumpkin spice. The one she posted, which kind of just, I guess you could say, rubbed me the wrong way. Monostat 7 pumpkin spice.
Really?
And I just sat there and looked at it for a moment, and thought,
That so sounds like out of studio Tiffany.
that just went a little
You think they have a summer's eve pumpkin spice?
probably.
Maybe it's called Fall's Eve or Autumn's Eve.
Autumn's Eve.
Autumn's Eve pumpkin spice. Perfect.
That's great. I'm not really a sexist. I just sound like it on radio.
But you're sexy.
The people at the House of the Blind sure think so.
Oh, yes, pumpkin spice, ladies and gentlemen.
That could be my name, in studio name. Pumpkin
Well,
spice.
be careful what you ask for.
I like
Mr.
it better than.
But then we
studio-
Mr. P.S.
But then you
Studio
could
Mario.
only come here in September and October.
That's about
Yeah.
right.
Just because I'm here in other months doesn't mean I don't only come here in September and October.
I was just noticing here as we were getting through our pumpkin spice segment that Leevis was eyeing the clock here. We're sitting at about...
Normally we have a big clock.
We
and
do.
I don't
And
have
I did
to
not put
try
the big
very
clock
hard.
up. But we're sitting about 51 minutes, but there's something I definitely wanted to touch on tonight that I wanted you guys to hear. Not touch on.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
followed
Calm down.
I wasn't
Calm
uncalm.
down.
I was perfectly calm.
It's because you knew you were going to get touched.
It's a... Actually, and you may have heard this if you listen.
Actually. What?
We're not talking about that guy from high school anymore.
Just do it.
If you've been listening to the NPR,
Which is true.
Marty, you may have heard this because they played it the other day. They have people come in and read like these short stories.
Yes, it's a flash fiction.
That's what it's
It was
called.
a flash.
This was
flash
actually the
fiction.
first one of flash fiction that I heard, and it's usually about a 3-minute reading.
500 words or less.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yes, she picked the top 5. They each read their story.
Well,
It's a really nice program.
and this one that I heard, I listened to it, and it started to sound like a train wreck, almost like he was reading it wrong. But he was reading it word
Intentionally?
for word, and the way he was using his pronunciation and his character and his voice just makes it so interesting that I just wanted to play it and get your guys' reaction. It's by a guy, and I think he's from Rockford. His name is Andrew Kopecki, and it's a reading called A Pop Load of Cash.
Is this our inspirational moment of the evening?
It's not that kind of inspirational moment.
Okay.
But it's the actual reading that he did on NPR.
He's the author of the work and the reader of it.
Oh, he is the author.
Absolutely, the
Okay.
authors all read their finished works.
Oh, okay.
So he wrote it. That's why you
See,
can.
and
Hear
I was-
That's why it's so like you say, like quirky almost.
Right.
Yes, it's his inflection because he wrote it, and he does it better than anybody else would from his perspective.
And you're giving more information because I was actually, when he started reading, I just thought, I was thinking of something else doing it was on in the background, but I thought to myself, what is, because it sounded like he was messing up.
Nope.
But then I tuned in, I turned it up, and believe it or not, it was wonderful. So
Yes.
I want to play it for you here. Listen to it. Tell me what you think afterwards.
Oh man, it's Tuesday morning. There goes my alarm. Here I go with another workday, and if I don't hurry, I'm going to be late again. And where is Friday like it can't get here fast enough? I would feel better if it was Friday and only one day left of this rubbish. And
This Friday.
hey, what's this here suitcase doing sitting in the middle of my living room? And what's in it? Well, duh, genius. Open it and see. Holy baloney, would you look at that? It's a pop load of money. Not just a pop load, it's a huge load of money. It's a mountain of money. It's a blippin' truckload of cash. Wow, wow, and wow. It's a huge wad of cash. It's $500,000. I'm really going to be late for work now, 'cause I'm going to count it again. Oh man, that's a lot of cash. Oh man. Don't have to hurry to work now, 'cause look at this. I got a load of cash in my house now. A real truckload of cash. And there's no one around. So it's mine. No one here in the living room. No one in the kitchen. It's mine. No one I had to give it back to. Wow. Now every day is going to be my day. I won't have to go to work no more, and I'm going to find myself the best restaurant in town and eat a bowl of caviar every day and drink the best wine. And when my boss calls to see where I am, I just won't answer my phone. Like, hey dude, I'm done with you. But how did the money get here? Who left it here?
Dun, dun, dun.
Why'd they leave it here? Pull the curtain back. Something ain't right here. There's a blippin' Mercedes out there that I ain't never seen before. Tinted windows. Suitcase in my living room. Oh, me blippin' jangles, damn. So I go outside now. What's it gonna be? Two big burly guys getting out of that Mercedes and asking me what I'm doing with their suitcase? Like I stole it. What? And then them busting their fists down my mouth, spraying my teeth out my ears and nostrils. Holy tamales, I ain't dumb. This is a flippin' test. They're testing me. I don't need this cash. No way. But I sure would like it. Could pay off my credit cards. Fix my car. Pay back Mickey. It's a flippin' test, and I'm gonna lose my teeth. So, no. Leave the suitcase there, dude. Don't touch it. No, just take a few bills out. They won't miss 'em. No, don't touch it. Your teeth, leave it. Go to work, make an honest living. Damn, just leave it there. But I could afford new teeth with this. Pay off my debt, pay back Mickey. Grab the suitcase, man. Leave it. Run. Go to work. I'm flippin' rich. Pull back the curtain. They're gone. The car's gone. It's mine now. I'm rich. But they're waiting somewhere else.
And that's it. It was just, after I heard it, I'm like, what did I just listen to? But it was so cool the way he was doing it.
Well, the whole premise of the series was you were given a prompt, which was basically you're faced with a inexplicable event, and in 500 words or whatever or less to describe what happens because of that inexplicable event. You never have to explain why what happened.
Right, because it's only inexplicable.
Right. Like, I woke up this morning and I was a fly.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened and how you go on from that.
Right.
So that it was a very interesting premise, and all 5 of the stories that they picked out as the top 5s were very interesting, and they played one every morning. And you can go to YouTube and you can see them, and it was a very interesting series. And this was probably the second or third day, but I would certainly recommend listening to the other ones, because they're the people they do such a very good job of creating a story like this gentleman did and bringing the life into it because they're saying it, because they've written it.
Mm-hmm.
Some are a little bit more dark, but this is interesting, all very interesting.
And that's why I don't listen to sports radio anymore.
You're all educated now.
I'm edumacated.
Wow. That didn't take long.
And because of NPR, for the first time in my life, and I haven't talked a lot about sports on this show, but my entire life, born and raised, a Bears fan. Love the Bears. My bathroom is decorated in Bears.
It's true.
He walks around the house bear.
I walk around the house bear right now. So,
yes.
But I finally, I made my pledge to abandon the team until they decide to actually become a team. Haven't paid attention this year. I was camping last weekend. It was Sunday, and I turned to my wife and I said, do you know that for the first time in my life, not only am I not watching the game, I don't even know who they're playing. And I didn't. I had no idea.
And this is a man who has the right to bear arms.
That is correct. And she looked it up and she said, I could tell you. And I'm like, doesn't matter. And she said the Colts, and I said,
yeah.
And then I went on and I think at that time I played volleyball with my daughter.
No, I think you were still drinking.
There's nothing wrong with being an avid football fan. Even like the team, hate the team, whatever. Or so there are people on both sides, but there is something nice about stepping back from whatever you're doing and taking a breath.
Absolutely.
Just to recognize that it's not the only thing out there.
You're absolutely right.
Take a breath and listen to JDawg and Leevis. That's what I do.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's your commercial, man. You wanted a commercial? There you go.
Well, there's definitely some music for that commercial. Ladies and gentlemen, take a step back from what you're doing and listen to the JDawg and Leevis show live on the podcast.
What the deuce?
There you go.
Am I a clown? Do you find me amusing?
Only at night in the woods.
Yikes.
That kind of music could definitely be used for that type of
Welcome to October.
advertisement.
Yeah, this whole clown thing is a...
I was just say real quick,
yeah.
let's just touch on the clowns.
Well, I will tell you that, first of all, that Ronald McDonald is making much fewer appearances because of this whole clown thing, and people who are really negatively impacted are the people who actually are clowns for, like, birthday parties and things.
Sure.
Kids are scared.
Yeah.
People were always scared of clowns. A lot of them were, but...
My assumption is this has something to do with Stephen King's It coming out.
Perhaps
and
it
that
does.
this is a rogue kind of thing.
But if you were to look at someone who is trying to be a clown on the weekends to make some extra cash to support his family, now they can't.
Right.
And it is if you look at it from that perspective, that's a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a second income or heaven forbid it's your first income, then that's...
If you were a really good clown.
Yeah, that's problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've also heard, too, from several different sources on Facebook.
Well,
and if it's on Facebook,
that's right.
That the apocalypse is actually upon us because of the heightened racism that's been going on with the country, the police shootings, all of this, where everything just... If you're watching the media, it seems like the world is just turning over and coming to an end, and God finally said, send in the clowns.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
little...
here they come just to
so
take
here's
care
the
of
thing.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's a heightened occurrence of these, be it racial issues, police issues, or is it simply a heightened awareness of these issues?
Could be an awareness.
Well, it looks like we're at an hour.
I'm just throwing that out because it's a lot of times it's I'm not saying it either way. Whether I don't think awareness is bad, and if awareness drives a result that makes it better for everybody, then sign me up. I'm totally in support.
Well, it's perfectly fine for the awareness until somebody wakes up with clown makeup on their back in the morning.
Yes,
that's when it's not funny
No,
anymore.
and a big red nose next to the bed,
That's
and nobody
right.
knows why.
Want to go camping? Hey!
Hey!
Hey, look at that. We are at an hour. That's the hour bell, ladies and gentlemen. So, Leevis, why don't you reach over there and grab that 17-string ghillie,
that.
pull out all 14 fingers.
Do I get to use Marty's fingers, too?
Yikes.
Yes, you do.
I only have 7 fingers. That's not funny.
Combine accident. 9 years old.
I'm not half the man I used to
be.
be.
The combine was a minor?
Yeah, kind of speaking of that, my wife came home. Not your friend from high school. My wife came home, and she said that she went to drop my daughter off at her friend's house. My daughter's 9, because they were going to go to the high school football game tonight with her friends. And when they got there was a riding lawnmower coming around the corner of the garage, and it was my daughter's friend, 9 years old, mowing the lawn on the riding lawnmower with her headset on. And so she turns to the dad and says, she mows the lawn, and he's like, been working with her since she was 6. And I'm thinking, my kids don't do anything.
Train 'em
She's
young, man.
mowing the lawn on a riding lawnmower and likes it.
Yep.
Oh, she probably changes the oil, too. And then the mom had said, when I have trouble starting the lawnmower, I have to call her out.
Teach your children well, my friends.
Oh. Yeah, I can't even get them to watch me mow the lawn.
Train them well.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was podcast number 27 of the JDawg and Leevis show. I'm not going to go into great deal on how you can find us. You know where we are. You know where we are. Because if you're listening to this, you obviously found us.
Or if you don't know where we are, listen to one of the other 26 episodes where you go into detail about where you can find us.
That's right. So I'm just going to say Spreaker.com, iTunes, YouTube. There you go. 3 sources. YouTube, iTunes, Spreaker.com. Search for JDawg and Leevis, and you got it. You got it. So that's it for podcast number 27. We are going to head over to Minihans now. Yay! And we're going to play music and have an abundance of women crawling at our feet.
That's just not going to happen. Only if they're drunk and passed out will they be crawling at our feet if they're looking for a way out.
Because when I go there, it's kind of like my high school reunion.
I see.
And it's
You're
all...
a big cheater.
Reminds me of high school there.
You're going to the 30, by the way.
And do you have your pumpkin spice condoms?
No.
All right, make sure you bring them.
I wasn't sure that I would need those. Because, well, down in, southern Arkansas, Halloween, that's what they do. Pumpkin.
Here we go.
I'm just going to sit on this minor
Look, Ma, I
chord
got some
for a
Kit
while
Kats.
now.
I got some pumpkin spice Charmin.
Ass-o-lantern. I like ass-o-lantern. That's my favorite.
Light them up. Light them up, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if we don't talk to you again, happy Halloween.
It's possible we might not get together before Halloween.
This show brought to you by a clown in the woods near you.
And just remember, ghosts don't have children because they have Halloweenies.
Yes, yes, they do. Oh, boo. Oh, scary show here, ladies and gentlemen. Scary show. So, yeah, that's about it. Brodeo's in 2 weeks, so we might have to figure out what's going on with the show. Maybe a show from the Brodeo.
Take the show on the road.
A showdio at the
Brodeo
Brodeo.
show could get really
A showdio at the Brodeo.
Showdio at the Brodeo.
Halloween weekend.
Because I believe there will be a visit during the Brodeo from Mr. Michael Allen Gould himself.
Oh.
Who could bring some Urban Dictionary
I was going
update
to say,
live.
of Urban Dictionary fame.
And he could do it in the woods. Oh, that would be fantastic. All right, we're going to end it now. Number 27. Next week, podcast 28.
Yes.
I think I have to sing again. Because I went back and looked, and at podcast 14, I said I would sing every 14 shows.
I guess you're on.
So that means, ladies and gentlemen, you need to email us.
Ooh.
At JDawgandLeevis@gmail.com. JDawgandLeevis@gmail.com. Email us and tell me what you want to hear JDawg sing. I'll sing anything. I'll even throw a little pumpkin spice into it. A little ginger. So do that. Email us. Let us know. I'll sing it. The first 10 people that come through, I'll sing all 10 songs. It'll just be a show of me singing.
Yikes.
To do that.
It'll be a medley.
You know what's going to happen is I'm going to send in 10.
10.
Yes,
It'll be a medley.
Oh, look, Marty sent 20. Lee sent 25. All right, I'm to the bottom of my glass here. I need more whiskey. It's time to go. Thanks to the Black Dog Radio Show for letting us call in tonight and giving us a chat there and letting us play some of my good friend Robert Dillon's music live on their show. It'll be interesting to go over and listen to that and do some crosstalk and have them promote us on the other side. We will see you at podcast 28. Not sure when it's going to be. Hopefully a showdio from the Brodeo. That's it tonight here on Friday, October 14th. Podcast 27, JDawg and Leevis. We are out. Bring on the whiskey
and clowns.